So guys, in this video, we're going to be talking about one of the most important things that you need to get right on the golf course, and that is your alignment. At this golf course here, the Burston in Essex, is my nemesis, and that is because it's a golf course that is extremely difficult to line yourself up correctly. Very tight golf course, not the longest, but let's see how I do here. So first hole, dog leg to the right. You just need to cut one round the corner, play pretty aggressive with driver, and I was perfect on that one there. So only a little 50-yard shot into the green here. So all I'm doing is a little lob wedge pitch shot, flags at the front, give myself a chance for birdie on this first hole. So as we're going to see here, pretty good chance I've got when I stand out the way. There we go. I've got around, say about 10 foot, maybe just inside 10 foot for birdie. So greens are normally pretty good here. Hit a good putt, and you can see goes in the middle. So birdie on the first to start off with, so I'm happy with that. So second hole here. Now it's a dog leg round to the left, and you've got an option whether to go and hit a longer club, driver down the left, but it is almost pointless because there is pretty much a 5-yard gap you've got to land it in. So I always opt for just hitting an iron off the tee here. I'm only hitting a 5-iron down there, just to the chunky part of the fairway to give myself a good angle. So as we can see here, absolutely perfect. Exactly where I wanted to. So now here is my second shot. And this is where the alignment topic comes into it. Now, I was just trying to hit a little cut off the left-hand side, but I was actually aiming there by mistake on the right-hand side of the green. So you can see how my body reacted, club face then reacted to that, pulled it massively left, lucky to find this ball here. So now I've got this tricky up and down here, got a lot to carry over, couldn't see the green, and give myself, I don't know, it's probably around 7 foot or so. So not looking likely to save my par. Now this is a massively breaking putt also. So as we're going to see when I hit this, we're going to see how it breaks right across the hole. So just birdie the first hole, but then bogey the second straight afterwards because my alignment was pretty poor on my second shot. Now, third hole here. So it's just another layup off the tee because driver's just a bit too tight. And this is why this is my nemesis, this golf course, because it's so difficult to line yourself up. I was trying to aim down the middle, but I was aiming down the right-hand side. And I actually pretty much hit that ball where I was aiming. So again, when you hit a bad shot on a golf course, first and foremost, think, where am I lined up? Don't think about your swing being the first thing. Assess your alignment first, as that really looked like I hit a terrible shot, and it was just I was aiming way right. So now under a tree, not much I can really do here. I'll just give it a good go, get it up there. So I could just see a little bit of the green from there, and it looked like it pitched really close. So I was really happy with that. Just an 8-iron right over the trees. So here we go. A very unlikely birdie attempt after where I put my tee shot. So we'll see how we do here. I put a good roll on it and just give it a little bit too much of a read. But again, from where I was off the tee, I'm pretty happy with a par on this hole. So fourth hole, only a little par 3. So it's a really cool hole. You're only really hitting there for like a gap wedge into this. But again, just look where I'm aiming on this. I'm aiming pretty much right of the green. Again, this golf course really plays with your perception of your alignment. And of course, where do I hit this shot then? Exactly where I was aiming. So again, I could have thought, oh my God, what is going on with my golf swing here? How am I hitting these terrible shots? Missing the green with a gap wedge. I was aiming there. Always the first things you guys should do, your alignment. So chip and run shot up there, pretty juicy lie. Give myself, again, quite a testing par putt up the hill. So really, really did not want to drop a shot here because I had a gap wedge in my hand on a par 3. You don't want to be dropping a shot with a gap wedge into the green. So I hit a putt, put a really good roll on it and made the par. So next hole here now, fifth hole, par 4. It's really a glorified par 3 this because it plays just around 240. So I'm hitting a hybrid off the tee. And I hit an absolutely brilliant one. As you can see, quite a tight hole there. Bunkers left, bunkers short. Hit a really good one to where just got to chip and run, so just short of the green. So I really want to get that shot back that I dropped on the second. Hit a pretty decent chip shot, just didn't read that much of the break into it. And I probably should have took longer over this putt, but it went in, another birdie. So at this point in the round, I was pretty aware of my alignment, as my friend I was playing with was pointing out to me that my alignment was absolutely terrible. So, of course, I'm shaping up that alignment here. Par 4, dog leg to the right. Again, you can hit driver, but it's so unbelievably tight where you'd hit driver to. It's such a small gap, so I just hit hybrid over the bunker, which is around 220, just leaving me with just a soft 9-iron into the green. So, again, as I look at this, flag is really right in the middle of the screen almost, and I'm aiming too far right. Again, and the flag's at the middle. So, luckily, I kind of pull it unintentionally right at the flag and hit a really, really good one in there. So it must be about 5 foot. So again, just like I said in my last course video, you just don't want to let when a round is kind of feels like it's getting away from you, don't want to let it affect you, and then roll in a nice birdie. So 7th hole, again, another iron off a tee. That's this golf course in a nutshell. But you can see it is trees on the right, bunker on the left. I'm only hitting a 6-iron, and this was just a bad swing, to be honest. With the amount of shots I've seen myself hit off line today with irons off the tee because of my alignment, this one I just did not trust one bit, and I just flared it out there. So, got quite lucky. I have somewhat of a route to the green, because the green is pretty much in the middle of the screen. Trees are mostly blocking the center of it, so I can go to the left, and just because I had to try and get it up quickly, left the face open, hit a branch, and it came down just short of the green. So all because my tee shot was bad because I didn't trust my swing. So I have a pitch shot here, about a 30-yarder. I hit it pretty good, really quite good chip shot. And now pretty straightforward putt here. So it's one of the ones that was just, you know, you're kind of in two minds of what it's going to do. So what do? I straight pull it. Touch the edge of the hole, just gave back that birdie I just made. So here we go, 8th hole, another hole where I'm not hitting a driver because driver carry distance is right where there's a bunch of bunkers just short of the green, straight uphill as well. So just a hybrid, and as you can see, I'm not aiming where I should be. I was aiming down the tree line. So luckily, pull it dead straight. Again, this is just a golf course. It's very hard to get your lines right and feel comfortable with your alignment. So here we go. Just a lob wedge, at around 70 yards. And I do hit it very, very slightly heavy. So I've got really around 20 or so foot. And this putt was one of those putts that really annoys you afterwards because it was a great putt. This was a brilliant putt. A putt of putts. As you can see, one roll, brilliant. So another par. So here's our last hole of the day, finally a par 5. But on this golf course, par 5s are still extremely tight. Dog leg to the right, you have to fade it around the corner. Slightly right, you're out of bounds. Slightly left, you don't have a shot. So you have to hit it perfect. Luckily, I was aiming okay on this one. And I hit a nice fade round the corner. So here we go. I had around 250 left of the green. Get out my 3-wood. So just a nice normal 3-wood really, and I was waiting forever over this shot. Very slow group in front, and yeah, it was kind of getting to me a little bit because I just completely bailed out this shot and left the face open. Nothing to do with alignment, that one, just a bad swing. So this is this golf course in a nutshell. You get behind a tree every time you're offline. So I kind of hit this kind of like low bump shot with a 50-degree wedge, even though it was only 50 yards. Trying to keep it low, and I still hit a branch, but give myself a chance, which is good. So, especially being 1 under par so far, that's not too bad at all with how bad my alignment's being. But one more good roll, and I was due that putt to go in from the last one. So, moral of the story, guys, before you tear apart your swing on the golf course, look at your alignment first, make sure that's okay, and then you can assess your swing afterwards.